So sitting here still working on this thing. This is the rear shocks. This is the actual shock with the spring, and this is the slave shock or the damper or a piggyback, whatever the heck you want to call it. It's the dual shock setup that's in this truck right here. That side's all set. This side I was in process of doing. Came across a little bit of an issue here though. So we've got a blown out bladder. However, the funny thing is though, it's not really funny. Inside of there you can see that that was a weak point. So there's a defined circle on the inside of this. You can actually see it right there. So this from factory, which is, you know, it does happen. That's the stuff that happens. So from factory, that bladder was defective. Now, you're not going to find that until technically years later, like I did. No one that I know of in reality goes out and buys one of these things. It's RTR. And I'm not blaming Traxxas because this thing performed no different with this bladder shock being eventually, I'm assuming it was fine when they put it together. But eventually it failed at some point. I didn't think I noticed any difference. It is odd though that the blown out bladder was on the side that had the bent, you can see that, I think you can see that had the bent trailing arm. So probably just a coincidence, but I did something else, man. I called up Traxxas. Now, I wasn't looking for a handout. I wasn't thinking that anything. I went into it blank-minded. Big surprise there, huh? But I went into it blank-minded. And I called them up and I told them the situation. I said, you know, hey, just out of curiosity, I've had this RC. This is the Traxxas UDR. I've had this RC for a number of years. I've never cracked open the shocks. Finally cracked open the shocks, and I came across a defective bladder. And I said, oddly, in this situation, what would you guys do? And what do you think their answer was? Put a comment in the comment section, and you tell me, years later, and maybe I'm prefacing it in an odd way, but years later, what do you think Traxxas said? Because I've had other issues that Traxxas has said other stuff, and this one was a little bit different. So, what do you think they said? I'm curious. Like I said, I went into it blank in mind. So right now, it's this project is being halted. So what I'm going to do, and I almost thought I was saved by my Losi. So what I'm doing is I'm going through my RCs and basically fixing what's broken. Just about everything's broken, dude. I've got so much broken. It's like what happens is I break something and I have the intention of ordering the parts, but I never do. So now I turned my attention to the laser net. So unfortunately for now, the UDR is on pause. I literally was checking shocks of all different flavors to see if I could find literally this, because I thought I actually had these bladders, but I think what it was it was from the Slash, and obviously it's a different beast. What is odd though is that when you look up the part number in the online thing, let me show you. Hopefully you can see what I'm trying to show you here. So I'm going to type in UDR. Oops, UDR, UDR. Type in UDR and click on this. Obviously this is a brand new one, but it's the same damn thing. So then you go to exploded views, and I didn't see a specific exploded view that just showed shocks until I think I got to this page right here. Is this? So it shows the shocks, right? Shows it here. There was somewhere here where I thought I saw an exploded view of... Oh, right, yeah. It is, right here. So, bring this over here. So this is the exploded view for the shock. What's cool about this is that you can pick the part. So I went, okay, well, it's not technically showing the bladder, so most likely Traxxas is going to sell you the cap and the bladder is a thing. So you can't just buy the bladder itself. So click on that part number. Let's see. Oh, that's right. So it did open up. So watch. It did open up. So here's what it is. So it's this right here. This is the 1/10 scale GTR shock spring retainer set. Now, when I saw that, it said 1/10 scale. It's like, but isn't this kind of like 1/7 scale? Or technically, I think the UDR is their X scale. So there's little like things that obviously aren't. I think it's almost like they're making it so that somebody can't complain and say, oh, it's not really 7 scale, or it's not really 6 scale, or it's not really 5th scale. Like people like to say that the X-Max is 5th scale. It's like it's really not. It's X scale. It's Traxxas' way, I think, of basically getting around that. But it's only $5. It's not saying that it comes with the bladder part, and that's the frustration, is that it's showing those parts, but it's not showing the bladder. So now what? So if I go into the search and type in shock bladder, hit enter, see what happens. Oh, there we go. GTR rebuild kit. So click the application guide. There you go. So the original picture obviously doesn't show this, but it's only $5. $5, and you get your valves or pistons. These are pistons or valves. You get your little slider pieces for the ends of the shafts. It's like the little jounce bumper. You get your end caps. You get these, your bottom spring retainers. And it looks like you do get your hardware for putting on these onto the shafts. And then you do get your 2 bladders for $5. But what I want to know is, do you think you were right? Meaning, if you did put a comment down below, did you say Traxxas says we'll take care of you how many you want? And I had a nice conversation with the guy. I said, I don't want the parts. I said, all I wanted was the answer that I heard you guys say. And that's part of the whole thing, where it is customer service relations. They spend more money on customer service than I think anything else. So, yeah. The guy was going to send me, free bladders. And it's not like he was going to send me one. That's the whole thing. But I don't want it. Traxxas really does enough. I'll figure it out myself. No big deal. It's only $5. Granted, I will have to pay shipping. And that's the other thing, too, he brought up. Because, shipping's going to cost us more than a damn pot. And, he had that Texan way of speaking. So, but anyways, I thought that was pretty cool. That Traxxas was going to take care of the end user years later on something that really wasn't my fault, and I never would have found that out until like just now. I think it's pretty cool. Maybe that's why you pay the price you pay for a Traxxas RC. So, I'm not a Traxxas F-boy. I ain't gonna say that stupid word, but I ain't no Traxxas F-boy. So, are you?